Good morning, my lovelies. How is everybody doing? How have you all been? So we are starting a whole new vlog. As you couldn't have guessed, I have been watching a lot of gardening videos, and my garden needs sorting. I mean, in fairness, do you know what? I just never stop, because honestly, I've just finished doing my living room, and I'm on doing the hallway, and I'm now in the garden getting garden ideas. So in between resting and stuff like that, I have decided I'm going to try and sort the garden. I've been watching like a lot of gardening videos and stuff like that, and I've always loved lots of plants, lots of wildlife, all that kind of stuff. So I really want to try and get the garden sorted. It's kind of like gonna be a work in progress. I'll show you what I mean, but I want to do like a cottage kind of style garden. I want like flower beds, raised flower beds, that kind of thing. But it's just, again, you know, it's money, it's time. I don't really want to spend too much money, but at the same time I want to start like attracting like the butterflies and everything back to the garden, if that makes sense. But there's a lot of work to do. And I know it's going to be like, it's not going to be an overnight success. So my plan is anyways, I'm going to get in the garden today, and I'm going to kind of like start doing little bits and pieces, because I've got a few ideas, and I'm looking at like how I can, you know, spend money, like do this, do that. And in all honesty, I've got a lot of stuff sitting there that I can just use anyways. I can recycle, and if I put like my mind to kind of use, as they say, I can do quite a bit with what I've already got that's in there. I've got wood, I've got nails, I've got screws, I've got everything I need to start, if that makes sense. So today I'm just kind of like, you know what, we're going to show you. If you are returning, thank you so much. And if you're new, hi, my name's Rosie. This is, yeah, me sorting my garden out, or me trying to sort my garden out. Hey, I've got Ollie down there. Please excuse the mess again. I'm just kind of like in DIY mode, and my brain just doesn't know how to shut down, so I'm constant. I'm just going to put my trainers on and then we'll go outside and I'll show you. So the weather's absolutely stunning today. Again, we have sun. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean with my garden. This area just needs sorting. I've got issues with this. Every year it kind of like floods, obviously because we've got dogs. The grass doesn't grow anymore. Believe it or not, this was all once green. I've got loads of wood sitting there. My plan today is to get rid of all of this, and then up here I've got garden boxes that don't even get used, or that are used, but the flowers that are in them, or the plants that are in them, are actually just dying. I need to cut them right back and kind of like see if I can start again with them. I need to sort the shed. As you can see, it's a big mess. We've got the, oh no, I'm actually quite devastated. That is like really sad, and it's, oh, it must have flew in the night, bless. I need to get the cover on this. I just need to empty it, in all honesty, and get the cover on it. And then I need to kind of like sort all this out. My plan is to, that flower bed there, because it doesn't, the hedge stops it from anything from kind of growing. I've tried to grow plants in there before. My plan is to dismantle that, exchange some of the wood for this wood here, because unfortunately some of this wood's rotten where we've had it covered over for the last year. It's actually rotten, but I don't want to move that because it's a raised flower bed, and I want to start putting plants back in there. And then there's kind of like all this here where there's just, yeah, so much room for more flower beds and bits and pieces, but it is work in progress. So today I'm just going to do like what I can, and hopefully on here I'm going to do a little bit of work. because I've had an idea. Bear with me. I don't want to say too much though in case it doesn't work. And then I'm gonna, like, these flower boxes and stuff like that, I need to move, and obviously just, yeah, do what I can today. And over the next few weeks, we'll just, hopefully before winter comes in properly, you'll start to see it transform. So I'm just sweeping up, trying to clear the area, what's left of the rubbish. And we've took the gate down, and now we're just trying to fix it. We're just using old wood that is already in the garden rather than have to buy. We're just kind of like upcycling it, if that makes sense. It's quite funny though, because this actually took a couple of goes. Some of the screws wouldn't go in, so we were having to, basically we had to like just take them out and obviously keep trying and restart again. What had actually happened was Leroy had forgot to, well, take the old nails out. I did actually try and tell him. Anyways, we ended up having to, well, I took the old nails out and then the screws went in fine. Then we just hung the gate back up, I brushed it down, and then it was just ready to paint. It makes such a difference having the gate fixed and being able to put it back up properly. Can't believe I forgot to take those blooming socks down. Honestly, I don't know, I can't get staff these days, can ya?
Now going at a really bad angle.
I know it is.
Yeah, you hit the concrete.
Eh?
That's why I only put it down to where it was, because the concrete underneath.
I haven't hit the concrete.
No, that's what's moving it out. It's got a lip on it. That's why it's moved out.
So what's it about there? Where's that big bit of wood?
I'm trying to figure out what it is you're trying to do with it. Like how far.
Actually, look, you need to come further out, wouldn't it, because of that bit there?
Well, this is what I was thinking.
So it'd be about
But then you couldn't stake it properly.
there. That's going to cover that bit just ever so slightly. And that bit there. And then I've just put that in, but it's going to be something like that. And then probably two. If I do it to about here, which is there, that bit will come along. I just need a bit to like sit there, if that makes sense. And then it comes across here like so.
You haven't got enough wood for that.
I'll make enough.
Oh, that's poor.
I know it is, it's not straight.
That's really bad, that bit of wood.
Uh-huh. Good morning, my lovelies. It is the next day since obviously I was in the garden. I've been to B&Q, picked up a couple of plants. I also got some hedge shears, and honestly I spent like 2-3 hours yesterday just cutting that hedge. I am in absolute agony, but there's a few things that I need to do today. Obviously the weather's gone a lot cooler. I put the, if you can see, I put the grass seed and everything down yesterday, and I did like the, I think is it the top, like the turf, like the lawn soil, you put it on for to sort that out or something. Obviously I'm a novice gardener and I'm just learning as I go, and trust me, like YouTube videos and Google have been a massive help. The hedge we now have, you can now see the fence and yeah, the gate, which obviously I need to paint today. So that's my job. I'm gonna paint up these flower boxes because I've brought them from up the top end of the garden. But what I've noticed as they've been sitting for obviously about 4 or 5 years, they're now a little bit weather worn and stuff, and I just want to try and kind of like keep them for as long as I possibly can. This is the paint I'm using. It is Cool Marble. I'm just giving it a good stir because it's been sat for quite some time. And on my luck though, I'm probably going to have to buy another tin of it because I've got quite a bit to paint, and I don't think that this one little tin on its own is going to work. So yeah, I mean the aim of the game is literally just to paint everything in sight. I'm not too sure about the fences though. I might just leave those. I don't know, I'll think about it. Anyways, I'm gonna go and start painting. I need to start painting the gate, get it protected. I think it's gonna rain. I checked the weather forecast and it didn't say it was gonna, but I don't know. Watching on my luck, it'll rain as well. That branch just kept getting in my way, and can you believe, obviously I spent 3 hours, nearly 3 hours cutting that hedge, and typical, I forgot to cut that one branch. Honestly, don't give up your day job. So the paint, let's talk about the paint. Now, when I first bought it a few months back, I thought it was actually really nice. Now that I've had time to put it on, as you'll see, I only ended up painting one part of the garden box, and then obviously we painted the gate. That took 2 coats, and then I only put 1 coat on the garden shed, because as I started to paint the garden shed, some of it wouldn't take because the stuff underneath was waterproof, and then I realised that the shed actually needs fixing, so I decided that I would leave the shed. I've just painted the front of it, and then my next project is basically to fix the shed before I actually put the next lot of paint on. But I don't know if I'm going to keep the grey because I don't actually think I like it. I did think it would grow on me, but in all honesty it didn't, so I'll probably end up changing the colour anyway at some point. It's just another job, another project for another time. I think sometimes I just like to make work for myself. Does anybody else like that? I've bought lots of plants for my new garden beds, but as you can tell, I am literally just a novice gardener, and I can tell you that I have hydrangeas. Absolutely love hydrangeas. That was always my goal. I've had them before, but because I didn't really know how to look after them, I put them in obviously my plant boxes, and then I cut them back at the wrong time of year, and with work and everything, unfortunately I didn't look after them properly. So this time around I am determined that I am going to research everything, and obviously if anybody's got any advice for me with hydrangeas, please feel free to pop it in the comments. All advice is welcome. And I have yellow daisies and I have white daisies, and then some other perennials that I thought were very pretty, and I do know that a lot of them are hardy plants, simply because the soil that I have is full of a lot of clay. So I've had to use topsoil, and then I've got mulch, and I'm just obviously I need to get some compost so I can feed the soil as well. But I do know and understand that, you know, plants are so much better in the ground, and I absolutely love them. But as you can see, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, and it took me some time to decide what kind of arrangement I was going to do. And then I remembered that I'm going to be buying more plants anyways, so does it really matter? As long as they're attracting the bees and the butterflies and the dragonflies and any other little insects that they can attract, apart from wasps. I really don't like wasps. Wasps scare me. I have a phobia about wasps. Anybody else? But yeah, hopefully once these plants take, it'll look absolutely stunning, and I'm just going to keep adding and adding. And in a year's time or so, maybe I will come back and we can look at how much the garden's changed, and hopefully by then I won't be such the novice that I am today. Fingers crossed. It's all a learning process, my lovelies. And this is the garden so far. This is the progress. As you can see, the grass seed's not doing, I don't know, this is day what, 3, 4? The grass seed is apparently you can see a difference in 7 days. I've put more down, but I'm not seeing any kind of difference. It's like a lawn thickener, feed and seed all in one. Dunno. We will grin and bear with it. Well, we'll work with it and we'll see, you know, because obviously we haven't had any rain for a week, so I'm having to water every morning and afternoon. So I'm hoping that once maybe when we get some rain, it'll maybe we'll start to see a difference. These are the flower beds so far. We've already seen a little bit of wildlife, which is actually really, I'm just like so excited. I've got my friendly slug container catcher down, because in all honesty I've just kind of like, because there are new plants in, I don't want the slugs eating them alive. When I was putting one of the hydrangeas in, I noticed that it was already, it broke off, so I kind of just clipped it, and I've seen somewhere that if you just put it in a pot with some soil and water it, it should grow back. So I'm hoping, I don't know, does it? We'll see how it goes anyways, we'll see what happens. I decided not to paint this or the plant pots because in all honesty I don't really, I mean this yeah, I thought it was growing on us but it really isn't. So I'm just going to leave them as they are for the time being, unless I see some other stuff or stain that I actually like. If anybody's got any ideas what I can put in these plant boxes, please let me know. Just that kind of like will flower, like spring flowers, that kind of thing, perennials. And then this was all stone. We've moved all of that, well yeah, Lexi helped us today. I've moved all of that. We've planted some like daisies and things and some lavender, because I just want the garden to be like cottage style and as just insect friendly as possible. I've got a lot more projects that I want to do, so hopefully stick around, my lovelies. If anybody's got any advice as well for this blooming lawn, please yeah, let me know in the comments, please feel free. And just any advice and stuff obviously for looking after my flower beds and things. And that's it, my lovelies. That is hopefully, well, hopefully you enjoy the video. I have been meaning just to kind of like do garden updates for such a long time, and it's just literally getting around to it. I'm just a bit miffed with myself that I'm kind of like getting onto it so late in the year, but I'm not obviously a professional gardener or anything, but I am like googling stuff and I'm researching bits and pieces, and I do know that I've got till kind of like the end of October before like I need to kind of rein it in and stop like planting things and stuff like that. And obviously our winters in the UK are getting a lot warmer as well. The weather's kind of like, it's just a shame we've had no rain for like a week now where I live. Obviously I'm aware, you know, to kind of go easy with the water and things like that as well. I am being mindful, but yeah, it is literally just trying to get the garden trying to get the garden as, I don't know, as nice as I can. I just want it like really insect and bee friendly again, because in fairness it actually used to be up until about a year ago, and then obviously yeah, it all kind of went to pot. And obviously when the dogs and stuff were puppies and things, when Ollie was a puppy and things, but anyways my darlings, as I said, you know, I'll learn as I go along, and hopefully I can get a bit more done to the garden before winter sets in properly. But yeah, stick around. If you've got any gardening tips, please share, and just yeah, stick around for lots of more gardening projects and stuff. And I do hope that, again, the video has been alright. If you're still with me to the end, thank you so much for persevering and watching, and yeah, hopefully we can just kind of watch the garden transform over the next year or so. But anyways, my darlings, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and also have a fantastic day. Take care, stay safe, lots of love, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.